What's up guys, this is Cory. Welcome to CNA Films and Animation. Today, to do something a little bit different, I'm going to tackle another top 10 list. Last time I did this was around February, I believe it was Valentine's Day specifically. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 10 favorite Morgan Freeman movies. Now, let me kind of narrow it down a little bit. I am looking at movies where he is either a leading star or a supporting star. I'm not looking at cameos, I'm not looking at animated films, narrations, so March of the Penguins is out. Not looking at his best performances, because that would require me to see almost every movie of his, and I haven't. I'm not looking at his top 10 best performances, but instead I'm looking at my top 10 favorite movies that either star him as a leading role or as a supporting role. I will put a little disclaimer, not all of these movies are specifically good, they're just movies that I happen to enjoy. So if there's ones that you disagree with, feel free to say so in the comments. So let's get started.
Number 10.
This film came out in 1995 and it starred Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman and Rene Russo, and the film's based on a book called The Hot Zone, and it's about this virus outbreak that is spreading throughout pretty much the entire world, and it turns out that it's caused by a monkey. This movie is not great. However, I do find it to be a very entertaining film, and it's one that if I see it's on TV, I will pop on, just to watch it to the end. It's an entertaining flick.
Number 9.
This was based on a Stephen King book with the same title, and it's starred Thomas Jane, Jason Lee, a few other people. Morgan Freeman was a supporting character in this film, and no, it's not a great film. In fact, it's often considered to be a pretty bad film. I enjoyed it. I guess I have a soft spot for some sci-fi films. I like this movie. I thought it was pretty good. Morgan Freeman does a pretty good job as a supporting character. He plays a general or something like that who's kind of a hard ass. But I liked it, so that's my number 9.
Number 8.
He plays God in this film, and the main star in this film is definitely Jim Carrey. He brings a lot of the laughs and everything, but you can tell that Morgan Freeman has a lot of fun with this character, and this is a very enjoyable comedy from the 2000s.
Number 7.
This one had Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, and Morgan Freeman, and it was nominated for Best Picture in 2004, and it followed a female boxer. Her trainer was a Clint Eastwood, and Morgan Freeman, if I remember correctly, he was a janitor or something, but fantastic film. I really enjoyed it when I saw it. A lot of great performances, and this is definitely one that you should check out if you haven't seen.
Number 6.
Now, my number 6 choice is by no means saying that Million Dollar Baby is not as good as this. Not saying that at all. However, I do find that I enjoy this movie a little bit better than Million Dollar Baby, mainly because Million Dollar Baby is such a dramatic film. This one had Morgan Freeman, Ashley Judd, and Cary Elwes, and I'm sure I got his last name completely wrong, but anyway, this was a kind of thriller. Morgan Freeman plays a detective, Alex Cross, which Tyler Perry recently made him film that, from what I hear, was absolutely terrible. But anyway, Morgan Freeman plays Alex Cross. He's a detective. There's, if I remember correctly, Ashley Judd gets taken by Cary Elwes, who's a serial killer, and it's up to Alex Cross to save the day. Find her and get the bad guy. And it's a very entertaining film, one that I really enjoyed. I recommend it.
Number 5.
Really could have been any of these films. but I went with the one that I felt was the best out of them, and that is The Dark Knight. He plays Lucius Fox, and you know, he doesn't really have a big role in any of these films. I mean, he's a supporting character for sure. Main focus is Christian Bale and whoever's playing the villain in which movie. But, you know, I really liked his character. It's really well grounded. And, you know, The Dark Knight I chose specifically because I felt it was the strongest of the three Batman Nolan films.
Number 4.
Pretty much everybody loves. Anyone who's seen it loves this film. If you didn't, I'm surprised because it is actually number 1 on IMDb. This one starred Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, and Morgan Freeman just completely steals this film. He is such a charismatic actor in this, and you know, it showcases the life in prison in the 30s or 40s, somewhere around there, and it's about a man who's thrown into prison for life, and he's an innocent man. A very good film. In fact, it's one of the best films ever made. I highly recommend that you check it out. It's definitely one to see if you haven't seen it.
Number 3.
Starred Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. They both play detectives, and there's a serial killer who is killing people based off of the 7 deadly sins. Very interesting film. Kevin Spacey is also in the film, and it's really well done. So that's my number 3.
Number 2.
My number 2 and my number 1, honestly, was very tough. In fact, the entire list was very tough for me to do. But I had to go off of what my favorite films were, not necessarily performances, so performance has nothing to do with my top 2. But my number 2 choice is Ben Affleck's Gone Baby Gone. This film was fantastic. I love this film. It's probably my favorite of his. At least this or Argo, either one is, you know, I'd say is my favorite. You know, this completely blew me away when I saw it. It's a very tough film to watch, but, you know, so many great performances, and, you know, Morgan Freeman doesn't have a very big role in this, but, you know, what role that he has is very, very effective for the entire film. So that's my number 2 choice. Throughout his entire career, he's had so many great movies. Lean on Me, Driving Miss Daisy, Glory, many others. But my favorite film that he's in is
Number 1.
This was directed by Clint Eastwood and starred Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, many other people. And it is seriously one of the best westerns I've ever seen. It's also one of the best films I've ever seen. This film won Best Picture in 1992, and it is just one of those films that if you haven't seen, please go out and see it, like, here quick, because it is one that you should see. I don't even want to tell you the plot, because it's one of those films that you just have to see for yourself. Highly recommend you to check it out. It's probably Clint Eastwood's best film. So tell me, guys, what'd you think of my list? Do you agree? Did you disagree? Comment below, let me know. What are your favorite Morgan Freeman movies? Put your list down in the comments. I'd love to see them. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And as always, I'm Cory, and I'll see you guys in the next one.